Well, good morning. Hopefully everybody had a happy holiday season. We're still in the middle of it, but let's get on with the Entrepreneur News Minute, December 26th, 2024. I'm Phil Greenwood here in Madison, Wisconsin, the University of Wisconsin-Madison, the Wisconsin School of Business. Yes, emeritus, meaning I'm retired. Came across this article on, I believe it was Forbes.com, called 7 Transformational Ideas That Will Maybe Take Place in 2025. It's that season for trends, and I thought this was an interesting one. It was put together by Michael Sheldrick, who runs Global Citizen, an organization, nonprofit that tries to raise and mobilize philanthropic efforts. I don't necessarily agree or disagree with these trends, but I just thought it was interesting what he identified in this article, in this blog post. So let's look at them. He thinks unique housing solutions will become very popular, more so from a philanthropic standpoint and less so from a real estate investment trust where high returns are required on the investment. It could be interesting there, maybe even nonprofit type investment. Secondly, he believes that people are going to get so tired of being isolated that joining clubs is going to be the in thing. And now what that club is, who knows, but he said, especially in the U.S., it's very, historically, that's been a way of great civic pride and civic accomplishment, is people being part of social clubs, other clubs that really move things ahead, but also give people a chance to engage with one another. I think clubs is kind of a misnomer. It can be organizations, whatever. Third, we should be seeing more clarity on nuclear power. Right now you have some groups that are really pushing the small modular reactors, others who want to just reignite the existing nuclear plants that have been mothballed. We'll probably see more protests, but also more advocacy, but we should really see clarity in 2025. Sheldrick believes that the creator economy, which we all love here in the United States, quote unquote, in the word love, is going to go global. A lot of countries are going to see that as a means for employment potentially, and so they really will encourage it, like in Nigeria and various other African countries, South American, what he cites. A fifth one is we'll see not necessarily government-imposed carbon markets, but more of like voluntary carbon markets, and should see more popularity, states, countries, whatever. He actually believes that despite the rhetoric about vaccines currently going on in politics, that vaccines will get more popular, that there still is a push to vaccinate the world, not necessarily just in the United States. We'll have our discussion here, I'm sure. But he thinks worldwide we're going to continue to see a push by the Gates Foundation and governments around the world to continue, just vaccinate everybody, kids, older and stuff, and will have a dramatic impact. And finally, because he sees the isolation developing in the United States, he believes that there's going to be a movement toward global solidarity outside the U.S., that we'll see countries join together to solve problems, conflicts and such, and maybe the United States will not be a part of it. So there's pluses and minuses to all that. Again, these are just 6 or 7 predictions, trends he thinks will happen. As we all know, predictions often don't come through, or they may be wrong. So be cognizant of that. But I thought it's interesting, and as I come across more of these, I'll post, because it's good to have kind of a feel for where things might go in the next year, next 5 years, next decade. Have a great day.